welcome. How is it going? I still can't figure out the square screen. There's too many options in here. I feel like I've fixed it in the past. But it hates me. Wait. No, I know that's not it. I probably shouldn't try to fix it while I'm live. But how are people doing? I posted a Hey Bye video today. And it's interesting. The comments are interesting. I have someone in the comments telling me that I should prove my mediumship on a video where I talk about my breakup. So I'm like, this is a very weird video for you to comment about. Like that. Like, I feel like you should be commenting like that on like an actual metaphysical video. But yeah, I talk about like the events that sort of led up to what happened last year, or sorry, 2 years ago now, in 2023. That was the start of my like Saturn return, and having that breakup was like crazy, solely because it affected a lot of other stuff in my life. But I've been talking about that over on Hey Bye, which I can get you guys the link. Hey Bye. YouTube. Start there. But yeah, how are you guys doing? I need this to like sit over here and then, yeah. Here is my YouTube channel. This is my personal channel. So I talk about very uncomfortable things over there. It's a good time. Halfway watching, I got a kitten handed to me. What? What does your kitten look like? I'm sorry, I have to live vicariously through you. Ugh, I want a kitten, right? Like, tell us all about your kitten. Hi, Erica. How is life? Also, Leanna, you should tell me when you get your candle. Because we're always very excited to make candles for people. I watched it. Proud of you. Yeah, it was very, stressful because I filmed that. I tried to film that the same day that Ryker went to the hospital for stroke-like symptoms. Which I think we've talked about in other videos. They're fine. It wasn't a stroke, but like, oh my god, I was not okay that day at all. Just watched it. Proud of you. That takes a lot of strength and courage telling your side of the story. Yeah. I don't know. I had a lot of people that like wanted to use that against me to try to make other people like not like me, and I needed to like be the one to like tell people, I feel like, because people are just being mean to me about it. So it's a good time. You should go watch that. I'm thinking about doing kind of like a life update video, going more in depth on it on Hey Bye, because I just started a Patreon over there too. Maybe do like a bonus video where I like talk about relationships and things that I've learned about it, because it's been 2 years and I feel like I've learned a lot about dealing with like processing that sort of stuff. Oh, stripes with a little orange. We have 4 wild kittens under our house. We got them out with mom to prevent cats from going under the house. Stripes with a little orange. Are they like a tabby or are they like a tortie? I know I'm asking way too many questions. The fat fingers? What are you talking about? Taking ownership of your story. I'll let you know when I get the candle. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. We shipped it out a few days ago, I think. I don't really know what day it is. The person who commented about the testing mediumship is banned from our other channels for being toxic. I made them an example. I responded. So if you want to go CT, go over there before they get banned on Hey Bye. Because I, like, don't understand the urge to go into, like, a video where the thumbnail literally says worst breakup. It is me fucking ugly crying and being like, hey, maybe you should prove your mediumship. And I'm, like, crying about losing my, like, ex-fiance. Like, I don't know. It's just very odd. But I'm like, okay, I can tell you why I'm not taking the, like, mediumship test. Let's do it. Hey, Em, thanks for sharing your story. Watched your video today and then was super excited to see you were going live. Yeah, I'm surprised I finished that. I finished that, like, super late last night. I'm now working on... What? I'm now working on our podcast. We're doing a podcast about love and light bullshit. I'm so lost. If you go to Hey Bye... I said I shared the link, but I can share it again, maybe. Oh, wait, this is Hey Bye. Hold on. If you go to this channel, there's a new video on there. I talk about my breakup in more detail. Makes me nervous. Yeah, Ryker is not feeling very well today. Those people are so very weird. Yeah, I'm like, why are you coming into this video, like, full send? But yeah, we're doing spirit guide readings today. I am not ready for that. Hold on. Ko-Fi. I do have the link up in this pinned comment, but it's not stocked yet. I have to stock it. But I need a moment to continue talking your ears off. So the things that I'm gonna give you updates about, again, we're having an Etsy sale. I can just give you the link. Hold on. We go like this. Etsy is we're having a 15% off sale for the 4th of July. So everything will be 15% off, including all of our custom orders. And it will be going until July 5th. And then if you guys are interested in private readings, I should specifically say these are private readings. I am offering those as well. There's a few left. For that specifically, before I was doing, like, writing emails, I'm thinking I want to change it to just, like, filming a video and then emailing the video to you so you can ask all of your questions and stuff like that, and then I'll do the reading for you, record it, and then send it to you. So those are private readings. These are going to be live readings, so they're going to happen during, like... hold on, I have to get to it. So the readings that are going to happen in this live stream are live. So we're doing spirit guide readings. They're $65 a piece. Let me give you the link again. So these are going to be the live readings. Boom. Yeah, the heat wave in the Midwest is fucking terrible. My AC cannot keep up. A few days ago, it was a lot worse. It was like 80 in our house, but now all of our fans are, like, on full blast. We have the AC running full blast, and everything is fine. But I need to cut the grass, and I don't want to, like, have heat stroke while going through it. Yeah, I'll text you if I need you to do anything, but I'll probably be good. It started thundering. Dude, I wish it was raining. Maybe it would cool it down. Okay, so if you're new here and you've never done live readings before, that second link that is labeled live readings that I just shared is also at the top of chat and is also in the description of the video. Click on that link. I have not stocked them yet. How I do this is I will stock 5 initially, so we'll start off with 5 that will be available. And while I'm doing those readings, we'll do those 5, and then halfway through, I will restock again. And depending on time, I will probably restock 5 again. We'll see if I have time for that, because we're also doing D&D at like 8 today. And it's not live, because I know people are excited about us doing D&D live, but I have D&D plans with my friends. So we're gonna have to try and do that before 8. And then when I say 8, I know that that's a long time because it's like 4 right now. But I also need to like eat dinner and stuff like that. So yeah, we have been told by the other people of the world that have bought things that if you go in there, sign in into PayPal, figure all of your stuff out first, it happens faster. You can go through it faster. So that's why I'm talking, to give you a moment to situate yourself. But that moment is coming to an end because I am restocking 5. And while you are purchasing those, I'll talk about what spirit guide readings are. Okay, so 3, 2, 1... they are in there. So if you're interested in a live spirit guide reading, the link is there. Yeah. I can also maybe give you the link again. Boom. Okay. So, spirit guide readings. Spirit guide readings, everyone has a spirit guide. You don't have to be like a medium or whatever. Everybody has a spirit guide that is helping them, guide them through their lives, helping them figure out what they want to do with their life, helping them on their path, basically. And you have your spirit guides your entire life. However, they will, when we say they like step forward, that means they are actively working on something specifically with you, but it doesn't mean they're not helping you get to that point and helping you after that point. That is usually just an indication that you are working more with them. Is it correct the live readings are already sold out? No, I just restocked them. So hopefully all of that is situated. Oh, gotcha. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. And then with spirit guide readings, I will tell you like what they look like to me, how I perceive them, how they help you, that sort of thing. You can also ask questions about them. But the disclaimer I like to give with spirit guides is they are just energy, so they have a lot of different ways of being perceived. For me, I will usually perceive them in different ways that indicate how they help you. So they may show up in a certain way, but a lot of times they will give me colors, and the colors are my signs and symbols that indicate what area of life they help you with. So if you have a red spirit guide, they will probably be helping you with like feeling safe and secure. That is my spiel about spirit guides. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about that, let me know. But hopefully people purchase them. Okay, we got one already. So we have Rainey. I need to go back to the payments thing. Okay. Rainey! I feel like I read your spirit guides a lot. Is that true? Who have I told you about? I'll also probably pull cards about certain things. I'll probably use these little cards because it makes it easier to know what to ask them. Because you got one yesterday. Were you the one that I was telling about? I don't think so. This guy looks different. Lol. Hey. Yeah, have I told you about any spirit guides? I just like to know. And that makes me feel like I can give you a different one. Because I have a green spirit guide and a yellow spirit guide. Have I told you about either one of those? They're both masculine. One looks like a Peter Pan type figure. That's the green one. I only know them by color. Yesterday, though, there was a yellow cotton ball one. Okay, that's what I thought, because I see him again. Sorry, voice texting. Yesterday, though, there was a yellow cotton ball one. Laughed out loud. Lol. Yeah, okay, that's why I was asking. I was like, are you the one with, like, the big yellow, like, poof ball that looks like a sun? Makes sense. I don't know, I feel like I could do both of them. So, you have a yellow spirit guide. They're masculine presenting. I feel like they both came forward because I feel this sensation that you are, like, making, like, really hard decisions, and you kind of don't want to. So yellow for me deals with emotional intelligence or trying to figure things out in your head. So this yellow spirit guide is helping you with the emotions of making all of these decisions, because it makes you feel like everything is so heavy and dark. That's why he appears very, like, sunshiny and happy, but he's very simple. He is very simple-minded, which also tells me that you are not. I feel like you are overthinking things to a fault. It is kind of like a spiraling, and because you're thinking about things so much, it, like, prevents you from being able to do anything. It's kind of like it could be like an easy, like, task, like cleaning the house, but your brain is like, oh no, it's going to take too long, and if I do this, then I won't be able to do that, and if I'm doing this, I won't, like, you, like, spiral into things. It's like, if I start cleaning the house, then it's going to turn into, like, an even longer experience, because then I have to take a shower and I have to clean all of my clothes, because if I clean all of my clothes, they're just going to get dirty again from me, like, cleaning the house and getting sweaty. So you just, like, are in this, like, spiraling, like, freeze mode, if you will. There's, like, a word that people, like, use for it, like, when you have ADHD and, like, you have too many thoughts, so you just don't do anything because it's just too much weight. That's why he's there. He helps to simplify them. I feel like he showed up, like, probably 2nd grade or something. It was, like, a few years after you started school, because I feel like school, you're very good at the, like, school work aspect of it, but the, like, people aspect made it even harder, because then there was a lot of pressure put on you on being able to complete it, like, perfectly, if that makes sense. There's just a lot of pressure from other people. There was a lot of pressure to, like, fit in. There was a lot of pressure from the adults being like, you need to do this in a specific way. There was just too many, like, rules, and that also helped the, like, executive dysfunction. Thank you. It just kept, like, building and building and building. So this spirit guide came in and was like, okay, we're going to take it one step at a time. The things that are going on are not happening the way that you're thinking they're happening. And we know that hard things had happened in the past that are making you feel that way. But this is not that. It's kind of like if you have dealt with depression for a really, really long time, and then you're starting to, like, feel better and heal, and then you have one bad day, your brain says, this is it. I'm going to be sad for 6 years. He's the one that's like, you're allowed to feel sad one day. Like, that doesn't mean you're going to feel sad for 6 years. Does that make sense? Because he's like, you have a huge... It's not even a decision. It's just... you're trying to, like, get yourself out of a bad situation. And I think I kind of remember doing a reading for you yesterday with the tarot stuff, but I feel like I did a lot of the same kind of reading of everyone feels kind of like I don't know where to go. But that is his side of things, is he's trying to, like, smooth things out. The green guide kind of looks like a Peter Pan-esque thing. He's green. He's masculine. Green usually deals with, like, physical understanding. So it is the, like, the human aspect of existence. And I feel like that is a lot of what you are struggling with. You feel like you are having a hard time catching up with the day-to-day. Does that make sense? Sorry, I'm asking him questions about things. He's a bit more like you. He's very logical about things. He says he works with the other guide to, help liften up what he's helping you teach. Like, what he is helping teach you. Because he's like, if I say too much and too many, like, steps, or it's too complicated, you shut down. So it's like he's translating through this yellow spirit guide. Because your emotions are, like, up here, and you feel like you can't regulate them. So he's like, I can't help you do the, like, human stuff when you're up here. So your yellow spirit guide brings you down here, and then he talks to you and tells you logical things like, everything is fine. You see all these other months where you were doing something productive and it was working? That happened. You can still do that. You're not going to, like, fall into the depths of whatever. He, like, gives you, like, logical things to focus on instead of going more illogical, where the emotions start to take hold of it. But he's like, I can't talk to you about things when you're up here, so the yellow spirit guide brings you down so that he can talk to you. I'm pretty logical to a fault. Yeah, it's when the emotions come in where you start feeling like, I don't know what I'm feeling. I don't know why I'm feeling like this. It doesn't make any sense. And that also causes you to spiral. It's very, like, you think about thinking too much. But yeah, do you have questions? Yeah, they're talking about how you feel very trapped, but there's, like, nothing really keeping you in other than the fear of experiencing something horrible. Because they make me feel like you've gone through a shitload and you don't want to do it anymore. And in order for you to because so many bad things has happened, you now look for the worst thing to happen so you can mentally prepare for it. But it takes a toll on you. But it's hard for you to not do that. Does that make sense? It's, you think that it is a good way of coping, of being like, well, I'm prepared for the worst thing to happen. But because you're always looking for the worst thing to happen, it makes you freeze up to actually do anything because you are constantly expecting the worst. Yeah, let me know if you have questions, because I can ask them. I'm not sure what to ask, honestly. Yeah, I should also tell people, because there's still a few left if you guys are interested. There should be like 3 left. Okay, there should be 2 left. I'm very bad at names, so if you ask me names, I suck at that. It's something that I struggle with in real life. If we met in person and you told me your name, it will go in one ear and out the other. I'm sorry, that is just makes me nervous. So it translates to mediumship. Names are hard for me to hold on to. And yes, that's so true. I've experienced a lot in my life, and I'm so afraid of shit hitting the fan. Yeah. I feel like you've gotten caught off guard so many times, which is why you do the, like, I have to skew my expectations to be worse than whatever is going to happen, because then I won't feel as bad when the worst thing doesn't happen. But it is impacting you in how you are able to do anything in the future. I get names from a pendulum board. Yeah, I need a pendulum board that has, like, letters on it. Hi, Charles. What's up? I think I saw you a few days ago when you were streaming. But Ryker was, like, really into, I don't know what we were talking about. We were talking about spirituality things. I think that was Sunday. I have no idea what day it is. But that was, like, after, that was the day where we were like talking about mediumship, what mediumship actually is. So there's a live stream over there. I saw you in there. So how you doing? What's up? I never know what to ask in readings either. I always think of questions way after the fact. Yeah, I mean, you don't exactly know what I'm gonna say, so it's like, it's like putting you on the spot. Yeah, I was there, lol. I worked all week and I'm constantly not knowing what day it is. It feels like it's July, if I'm being honest. I'm doing more spiritual work with a teacher. Do they need to tell me anything I need to know about that? Like trying to connect with them and such. I'm doing more spiritual work with a teacher. They're going to tell you the same thing about how you feel. They want me to say you feel like the teacher is like more experienced or better at it than you. Know that those are restrictions that you are egotistically placing on yourself. Does Mel, my one guide, need to tell me anything? For your spiritual teacher, I feel like you think that they are the like holder of the answers. But they're talking about how you need to be more sorry, I'm looking at the light on my table. They're talking about how you have a lot more experience, knowledge, you know how to do this. This is something natural for you. And the other person might give you walls. And I feel like one of the walls that you will experience is that whatever this person is has this like knowledge that you don't have. And they're like, I disagree with that. You have everything that you need to right now. It is just about figuring out how you naturally do it. And then Mel. I'm measuring time of a candle delivery. So Mel. They're talking about you feeling very, very alone and that... Okay, here's what they want me to say. They make me feel like you have the sensation that you feel like you need to have permission to do things. And when I say that, it's like you have this insecurity that you're not good at, like you're not good enough. You're not good enough at doing whatever it is, so you need someone that has more of an expertise. And this isn't relating to like the spiritual teacher or whatever. This is just in general. So like maybe you have in your mind that like men are good at doing like yard work, and you're like, you think that they have like some sort of knowledge or whatever experience that makes them do it really, really good. And you will never be able to do it like them unless they teach you step by step. But you still in your mind have this like thing that you're not like good enough. Mel is talking about how it's lately felt like you have had to make hard decisions and do all of these things when you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. You don't have a person that is expert, like has the expertise in it, and you just have to figure it out. I don't know if you lost a person that did that for you in the past, or if you're in a different situation, but they're like, they make me feel like hard shit has been happening to you, and you are being challenged to handle those things yourself. and it is causing you to feel very insecure about it because you feel like you are doing it wrong, but in turn it is helping you build up your confidence to do and make decisions yourself in the future. But right now it feels very gross and awful. Does that make sense? Mel is an alchemist. I believe he's from the Middle East. Interesting. Yeah, I could believe that. I see him with like long dark hair. He's very, very, very skinny and kind of small. But yeah, he's talking about do you feel like you're being challenged in ways that you've never felt you like have had any experience with, and it's making you feel very uncomfortable because you're like, whatever is happening is really, really important and you don't want to fuck it up, but no one is helping you. You have to do it yourself. But yeah. So the list that I have, there's still readings available. I have Rhea, and then I have Very Reckless. So Rhea, you are next. Let me know if you are in chat so I know you are ready for your reading. And I know who you are in chat because sometimes people have different names. But yeah, Rhea, let me know. Rainey says, I can't rely on anyone, it feels like. Yeah, and it sucks because you feel like you need to do things in a very specific way. But you don't have the experience to know what to do, so you just feel stuck and it sucks. Because you have to only rely on yourself. Hello, Rhea. Are you ready for spirit guide reading? Okay. Thank you for pronouncing my name correctly. What do people normally pronounce your name as? Like Raya or something? I could see that maybe. You have a purple spirit guide and she's feminine. She has like a veil over her head, like over her face. Rainey says, yes, it does. Thank you. No problem. Purple spirit guides usually deal with a, they deal with like the psychic space, the mental space. I don't know if you have like very vivid dreams or anything like that, because she makes me feel like dreaming is super important for you. I don't know if you can lucid dream. I feel like it's not necessarily lucid, but I feel like she talks about a lot of your traumas in dreams. Because usually with purple spirit guides, they will talk about things that happen in your head because they are the ones that like help dictate those things. So a lot of times people that have purple spirit guides, they deal with a lot of like being stuck up here, stuck in their mental space. So it's kind of like a lot of like maladaptively daydreaming. You're constantly like thinking and overthinking. That sort of thing. She says, I do. I feel like you have a lot of trauma things that are kind of gone. Like you've fully dissociated it from it, like they make me feel like, and to correct me if this is wrong, I feel like there are pieces missing from when you were a child, but then like when you started getting into the double digits, the like teen era is when things started like being harder and those pieces are like more fully removed. There's like longer spans of like not remembering memories. I used to lucid dream a lot as a child. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because she's like showing me the veil over her face, and usually veils for me represent the like veil between the here and the spiritual realm. So I feel like she shows you behind the veil a lot. I feel like you're the type of person that is very, very observant of other people. You're very good at picking up on what other people are feeling, doing whatever. You're very intuitive and picking up on situations that people are not saying. It's kind of like people are like, maybe they're being like very hush-hush about like, they're like mad at their friend, like a relationship's falling apart. And you're like, Why are you acting weird? Do you have problems with them? And they're like, how did you know that? I feel like you're very observant in that sense. You're very intuitive. You kind of just know things, which is why that veil is there, because they make me feel like you're very good at seeing beyond the curtain. But what I was saying before, I feel like you have a lot of like dissociated memories from when you were younger. And I feel like she showed up after that. After you like woke up from being dissociated when you were a teenager. Because she says there's a different guide that helped you with the like full blackout. That would be the black spirit guide, which I feel like you have a female black spirit guide. She's like black and has white hair, like stark white hair, and it's straight. She kind of looks like a tiefling, if you know what that means, like from D&D. So she has like horns and a tail, but she has straight white hair, and that's your black spirit guide. I feel like she helped you through that dissociated period. I don't know if you dealt with a lot of anger during that, but it feels very like no one is listening to me, no one is understanding. They're just writing me off. These things are like horrifically happening, and no one is noticing, and no one cares. That's the vibe that she gives off. But Purple Spirit Guide happened after, when you started waking up from the dissociation, because it was very disorienting, because I feel like you were dissociated for like a big span of time when you were a teenager. So she came in, and that's when she helped you to deal with the intensity of being like lucid again. A lot of anger, ... Because she was like, you were dissociated for a long time, and that made it easier for you to just exist. So once that started to fade away, the dissociation, it was very, very overwhelming to start having the feelings again, to start like being lucid is what I want to say. So Chemical Squirrel is a great name. Haven't caught alive in a hot minute. Hello, squirrel. She is helping you to like thumb through the like intensity of the information. It's kind of like you've been in the dark for so long that once you go out into the like outside, it's so bright that you can't see. So she is helping to dim the light a little bit to help with the transition. That is when she came in. Sorry, I'm asking her more questions about what she wants to talk about. If you have any questions, let me know. Being on Earth is overwhelming, if that makes sense. I daydream a lot to get space. Yes, which makes sense because I was talking about purple spirit guides usually do the maladaptive daydream thing where you process your life through dreams, and that can be like you create a like world, like a fantasy world, or it could be you just thinking of a situation over and over and over again on repeat, and it's different every time, or it's the same every time. But she's talking about, I feel like there's like a lot of changes going on in your life right now, and it's like environmental changes, a lot of changes going on, and it is creating like it's like stirring up your thoughts about things. So she's helping to like slow them down. But she says like the wheel is turning. And it's not in a way you expect, and it feels like you're in a boat and the waves are kind of like pushing you around. I'm asking her what to do about that. Hello, Sandra. Hopefully that's how you say it. Sandra. My spirit guide is half horse, half human. That's amazing. Like a centaur, or is it a different half? God, I wish I had a spirit guide that was a centaur. Am I on the right path, I guess would be the question. She makes me feel like you're dealing with a lot of heartbreak, and she wants to say you're dealing with processing trauma from heartbreak. And it doesn't necessarily mean like heartbreak from a loss of a like romantic relationship. I view heartbreak as someone giving you rejection in a sense of it shocks or breaks apart like your heart or your truth of or your identity of how you view yourself. And she makes me feel like you are starting to realize because of processing this trauma that you don't want to be in the place that you are in right now. They make me feel like you are struggling a lot with the like monotonous way of life. I feel like you need to do things that are more unconventional. And I feel like the thing that you're struggling with is it's like they want me to say the things that you've done to cope in the past has been very much you've created like a set of scripts, a set of like character development, whatever, and you've made characters of yourself to present to different people in your life. So your mom wants you to have it together, so that's who you are for them. Your best friend sees you as shy, so that's who you are to them. But you are more dynamic than any one of those characters, and continuing to pretend to be them is weighing on you because you don't want to be limited anymore. Because they're kind of like talking about how you are like trying to play the narrative. Like you're trying to control a narrative instead of just living who you are. So she's like talking about how processing the traumas of your past are allowing you to start seeing where it's coming from. They want me to say a lot of times people cause those things, and when you start viewing trauma differently, it's like, well, why am I trying to make these people comfortable? Not too loud now, spirit guides. Yeah, no, it's literally like this person caused me like so much pain and heartache, and like I'm still nice to them, and I'm like not acknowledging that they cross my boundaries on a daily basis. You want things to change. That's why you feel like you're in limbo, because you say sometimes I feel like I'm in limbo. It's like she's waiting for you to get it, like waiting for you to be like, you don't have to settle for that bullshit, because other people will just give it to you. Other people will just give you what you need from them, because the things that you're asking for aren't hard things. You know what I'm saying? You're not asking someone to like cut off their left leg for you, but the people that you're hanging out with are doing that to you. So like stop hanging out with those people that are like continuously stepping on your boundaries. Yeah, I feel like she's talking about because you've been through so much trauma, it has numbed you into thinking you have to settle for it, that people are just like that. I don't know if that like fully makes sense, but that is something I've learned recently of if people are treating you a certain way, don't make excuses that they're like traumatized or whatever, because they're traumatizing you. You don't have to settle for that. You can tell them, hey, I know you're having a hard time, but you don't have to take it out on me. But yeah, do you have any other questions? I think you asked the questions, but let me know if you have any other questions before I move on to Very Reckless. There's also still readings available if you guys are interested. There's 2 more. And if we don't want to do spirit guide readings, I can open up something else as well. But Very Reckless, you are next. Not too loud, spirit guides. I love when people say, why are you so loud? When I do readings, because Ryker's brother Jay, the greedy Jay that's usually in here, when I give him readings, he's like, why are you so loud? And I'm like, sorry, I just screamed in the microphone. But yeah, let me know if you have any last questions before I move on to Very Reckless. There's people commenting on my Hey Bye video. Yeah, I'm thinking about talking about the things that I've learned about other people in the settling thing that I'm talking to Rhea about, because I'm like, I know what it feels like to settle, and it is confusing, because then you meet someone and they're like, well, of course I'll do that for you, and you're like, but no one else does that. Why? You know? So, yeah. But yeah, Rhea, let me know if you have any questions. If you're trying to tell me anything about mental health, use the term MH, because YouTube will block it. And that goes for anyone else. We have to filter out mental health so that people on our channel do not try to diagnose us, because I find it uncomfortable when people say things about that. How many guides do I have? I'll try and count, but it's probably more than that. Okay. Okay, I feel like you have a white guide that came in with you that, like, is very weird. They kind of, like, multiply. You have a green and blue guide that came after that that's sort of marbled together, who's masculine. I feel like living in, like, Earth is very confusing for you. Because you feel like you have to, like... You kind of feel like it, like an alien from outer space. You, like, don't understand human language, almost. Childhood, I feel like you had a red spirit guide. They feel androgynous, but make me feel like they want to be more masculine. That makes me feel like you might have issues with, like masculinity. Because he's a very soft, direct hand. Oh my god, I say that all the time. A yellow spirit guide probably came in during the school time, so I see 4. I know there's more than this, but these are the ones that are the easiest for me to see. I'm definitely not from here, lol. Same. You have a very quiet orange spirit guide that came right before the black spirit guide. But I feel like the black spirit guide sort of overshadowed that. So orange deals with creativity. It's usually like outward expression. And I feel like you did that for a little bit, and then it got shot down real fast. He's masculine, and then this black spirit guide sort of like got rid of all of it. I didn't know that you could have more than one spirit guide. Unless you are like a child, like born baby, you usually have more than one that is fully forward. I believe that you have your spirit guide your entire life, and I have never met someone that only has one. Because they help you in different areas of your life. So, black female spirit guide. You have a blue spirit guide. I feel like they might be related to one of your, like, ancestors. They might be, like, I don't know if you have, like, a grandfather or something that's passed, but I feel like their soul, like, it's their reincarnated soul that is helping you, because they feel like a family member, because they're helping you figure out what to do in a, like, family setting, but also helping you figure out how to, like, transition from the school aspect to the, like, life aspect. And I also feel like that's, sorry, I skipped the, like, purple guide, because I feel like the purple guide came in between those two. I do have trouble with masculine energy. Can I get more on that? That spirit guide over there. Sorry, I should also explain. I'm like, when people ask me how many spirit guides, I usually ask them to line up, and they line up on a timeline. So that is your past, this is present, and over there is future. Usually future's clouded unless I needed no information over there. But you have a red spirit guide that I feel like came in when you started school. School was like very, very hard, traumatic, but he is very androgynous. I wanted to say he was like flip-floppy on gender, but he is masculine. He says that he is masculine, and he says it's important that I refer to him as a like masculine being, because I feel like you struggle with the intensity from a lot of toxic masculinity aspects, and this spirit guide is trying to help change that belief. Sorry, I'm like asking him questions about what I can share about it, because he talks about the reason why he's very like soft is because he is helping you understand masculinity from a healthy point of view, because I felt like you have dealt with masculinity from a negative point of view, and I feel like you dealt with this a lot when you were younger, and you dealt with this a lot with like older men being very loud and aggressive towards you. And I feel like that created a lot of like very, very scary associations with masculine energy. So he is there to be like, being direct is okay, because the way I view masculine energy is directness. It's a very confident, unyielding. Feminine energy is kind of like water, so it like moves around obstacles. Masculine energy flows through it. It is direct, it is strong, it goes straight through. So he's like, I have the directedness, but it is in a calming leadership way, a guiding way, instead of a like loud controlling way, because the dark side of masculinity is control. See you, Leanna. It was good to have you here. Nice to see you. So, from a young age, I feel like you dealt with a lot of, like, fear associated to men. So, he comes in and out to help you deal with that. This is making sense. Okay. So, purple, blue. I feel like you have a gray spirit guide after the blue one. I also am losing count. So I feel like you have a gray spirit guide that's kind of cloudy. Gray usually deals with like dissociation, but not in a totally forgetful way. It's more like a foggy sensation. It won't let me purchase. It says enter address, but only asks my name. I've never purchased my readings before. You're a tailor, okay. So I'm not fully sure the process. Maybe try PayPal. PayPal, like, Ko-Fi likes PayPal. So maybe that will help. I know that makes it harder, but sometimes when people have issues with the debit credit card button, PayPal is the way to go. So, yeah. I don't know if that's helpful. But yeah, sometimes people have weird issues with this, and I think it's because Ko-Fi prefers PayPal, but it offers the other one, so I don't know. This is my first ever reading. I should have been writing this all down. This will stay up. You will get the replay for this. This will go out on the YouTube channel. So if you do want to write it down, you can. Otherwise, this will stay up on our channel in the live section. Yeah, regular payments didn't work for me, only PayPal. I have no idea why. Usually when people tell us they have problems in purchasing, it's because they are trying to do the credit card situation, which I think it works, but I've never bought anything from Ko-Fi before. Ko-Fi just likes PayPal. I don't know. What do the colors mean? Like different feelings? So the colors are my signs and symbols for things. So I got the like meanings directly from like what people view aura colors to mean things. So each color has a different associated meaning. So like I'm talking about a gray spirit guide. Gray usually deals with that fogginess. So that tells me that you dealt with a lot of like brain fog or like things were not really good for you. So you like kind of dissociated them, but they're still there. Black is like fully gone. Like fully dissociated thoughts, things that you want to keep hidden. Blue is like spiritual understanding, so it's like understanding beyond the like human physical ideas of things, but each color has a different associated meaning. I do feel like I have psychic gifts. Everybody does. I feel like everybody is a medium. They just have to figure out how the information comes in for them because society teaches you not to listen to it. It's kind of like you don't listen to your gut feelings because it doesn't logically make sense. So it's like the little voice in the back of your head telling you to do things. But it feels so much more quiet than the anxious thoughts. So people listen to the anxious thoughts. I'm nervous to open that door. Can they give me insight on spiritual gifts? Sorry, I'm asking them questions about it. I can feel the anxiety about it. They make me feel like you get a lot of things through dreams because this purple spirit guide talks about it. So that is clairvoyance. You are seeing things in your head. And I feel like a lot of times you get that through dreams or through like the daydreaming aspect. So they help insert things like that. I also feel like you have clairaudience where you can hear an inner monologue in your head. So they will use that to like speak information into your head that way. And I feel like your clairaudience goes into claircognizance, and claircognizance is psychic thought. So you have these just like light bulb moments, like these clear thoughts that don't need anything else, that kind of caters the rest of the information. I feel like the clairsentience are the like strongest, which is like psychic feelings. However, I feel like it's a bit overwhelming for you to experience the clairsentience. I feel like it tells you a lot of information, but very, very, very loudly. But I hope that makes sense. But I'm going to move on to Very Reckless. But just so everybody knows, if I do a reading for you, this does stay up so you guys can watch it. I usually do that after the live is done. So, Very Reckless. How many spirit guides have I read from you? I have read spirit guides for you, right? You're always here, so I'm always like second guessing things. I'm looking at the gallery now to see if we have any in here for you. Oh my god, yes, thank you. No problem. Yeah, thank you guys for purchasing readings. I appreciate it. Lots. Okay. Do you have any specific questions, or you just want me to go? You have a large spirit guide portfolio. I can talk to a specific spirit guide if you want. You just have to tell me what color they were. I do. Same. The ones that I know about, I feel like are like 15, 17, something like that. Just go and we'll see what we get from there. Okay. Sorry, I'm asking. Do you have this blue spirit guide that's masculine? He like looks like a volcano, but he says that's not what he actually looks like. He's just telling me information. He's showing me this like black gunk being like pulled out of you, and he's like absorbing it. And it just like looks like a volcano that's about to explode. He's like huge. He's very clairsentient and very kind of quiet about things. He like wants me to talk about like the 7 deadly sins and specifically gluttony. Is there someone? Hold on. I feel like there's someone in your life that feels like they just keep absorbing things from you. Like they keep taking things. Does that make sense? Do you know who that is? Like every good thing, they just like ruin it. But it doesn't look like that. They're like very nice and kind, and like it seems like everything's fine on the outside, but like he's like, they're just taking it. Maybe. He wants me to explain that he's very quiet about it because it's something you need to figure out for yourself. He says this person is triggering a lot of trauma, which is why he's trying to pull it out of you. So I don't know if you've been a lot like very triggered lately of like things that you thought you processed, but now you're viewing them from a new light. And I feel like this person like brings them out in you. This person's not very great, but they do have a purpose in your life. Hi, Allison. How's it going? I think I still have one reading left if people are interested. I don't know if Taylor is figuring that out. But yeah. I think there's one left. Yeah, I feel like there's someone in your life that's causing a lot of trauma to be triggered out of you. And he is just sitting and waiting until the volcano explodes. If that makes sense. It's almost like, because I see him, he's like this huge, like, is golem the right word? Yeah, he looks like a golem. Yeah, that's the best way I could describe him. He looks like a golem, and he is just like sucking up all of this like black gunk, like sticky, gross black gunk. And when I see things that are associated to color black, black is things you want to keep hidden, things that are dealing with dissociation, trauma, that sort of thing. And he's like, I am pulling all of this out because you're giving it to me. It is being triggered out of you by the certain situations going on in your life, and I am just storing it in here until you finally pop and you decide that whatever is triggering you that's done. We're done with that. He is like pulling it all together and waiting for the volcano that is active to finally like make the first shoot. And once that does, you're going to start having boundaries. And you're not going to let people do that anymore. But I feel like the person that is causing that is very sweet, very endearing, very like, you can tell them everything unless you see the flip side of them. And I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but this is what they're talking about. So he's just like patiently waiting. Patiently waiting for you to figure out that this person is stepping over your boundaries. And the reason why you're letting them is because it's like they're your kryptonite. They're nice in the ways that make you feel like they truly aren't being selfish, but they are. Interesting. Yeah. Please tell me if this is wrong. I can be wrong. Mediumship is not 100% accurate. It is literally going through multiple filters. It's going through your spirit guide's filter. It's going through my filter. So it's like interpretation is not a science. It's an art. So it could mean a situation. I could be interpreting it differently, but they're like telling it to me based upon things that had happened in my life, which is like these people in my life, I thought that they were there for me, so I told them all of these things, and then it was sort of like passive aggressively used against me, but only when I was doing something that was like out of line or like made them upset. So it just started like getting more and more and more and more until the lid popped. Is this the same guide that you read for me that helps me with not being paralyzed by stress and such? No, this one's different. Was that one a blue guide too? Sorry, I'm like talking to him. Because you can have more than one of the same color. So like I have Zeroth that is blue, and I have Houdini who is also blue. I usually see him more as a black spirit guide because he's black and blue, and then Zeroth is gold and blue, but yeah. Yes, blue. Wait, are you the one that has Foster, or is that someone else? Because I don't remember. This isn't Foster, I'm just curious. Because I feel like this Golem guide isn't fully forward yet. He's kind of waiting. Yep, okay. Yeah, I feel like the other blue guide is, he's been with you for a while. But I feel like this, Golem is kind of new. This is Ryker. You should give me one of those chips. So that I can crunch in your ears. I'm sorry. Ryker still doesn't feel good. They've come down to see my bright shining face. We have a hard time being separated.
It's also just significantly colder down here.
They also say it's really hot upstairs. Because we're in the basement. Chip at ASMR. So you can't hear me. It's fine. Do you have questions for him? I know that wasn't what you were expecting. So it wasn't what I was expecting. Which is why I like was using my pendulum, because I was like, is this real? Does the angel dude have anything to say? Does the angel, the way that I see him is he has white hair and he's in a suit. I know the suit thing is for me.
Was the angel that I drew?
Oh, you Barry Reckless. Ah, I see. No, that makes more sense now. That's the one that Ryker drew? Sorry, I forgot that you drew Barry. That was for Barry Reckless. Oh my gosh, well I tried. I'm so sorry. Did you try PayPal? Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. Yep, okay. That makes sense. I don't usually see angels in suits, so I forgot that that was for you. Give me a second. I like how you can hear me hitting the button. Yes, but it still won't let me. It's so weird. Sorry. Spirit guide, angel dude. Did you try doing the debit credit card? Oh gosh. Because there is an address for that one. Like a billing address. I've never bought anything from my shop, so I've never like had issues. Maybe some other time. I sadly missed the whole video because I tried to become a member of the same thing. Yeah. I remember you now. I remember that being hard too. If it helps, what are we on? I guess you can't be a Patreon, but you could be a Patreon of Smoke and Mirrors. And you get kind of the same things. That's our Patreon page. Maybe that will help. Yes, and PayPal. Okay, I have no idea. Have no idea. But Angel Guide for Very Reckless. Sorry, I'm like asking him questions. He like tells me I'm not listening to him correctly. He makes me feel like you're supposed to be doing something that you are actively choosing not to do. And when I say supposed to, I don't think you're supposed to do anything, but they're like, you want to do this thing and you keep asking him about it, but you keep psyching yourself out and you don't want to do it. Look, I'm gonna miss the rest of this life, but I'm gonna get this Patreon, whatever I need to do while I'm crying inside. Sorry, I'm reading chat. And then Katie got the last one. Okay. But Very Reckless, I feel like he is... Shop. This. I feel like he's telling you that you need to do things. I've been trying to get to this point for over a year, still putting it off. Because I pulled cards for him. This card makes me feel like you need to, like, actually, like, do the thing, like, sign the contract. Like, I know it's not a contract that you need to do, though, but he's like, you've been wanting to do this thing, and you keep saying, I want it so bad. Okay, why can't you have it again? And the reason why I'm saying that is because I feel the same way, because I'm like, well, I, like, want this to be my job, and my spirit guides are like, okay, then do it. And I'm like, but I'm scared. But it's so much harder for me to just do it than you just saying, do it. And I'm like, give them all the excuses. And they're like, okay, but if you, like, I don't know. They're talking about being, like, at the bottom, like, being rock bottom. And being like, okay, so you don't want to try to do things because of, like, it not working out and you falling even further down, but like, look at where you are now. What more is it going to actually do? Just try it out. But that's what he's talking about. He's like, you are very aspirational. You want to do something really, really bad, but you don't feel like you have the confidence. You don't feel like you know how to do it. You feel like, I did sign a lease. It's not talking about that. You're looking in the wrong place for things. You're looking at okay. They want me to say you're going full speed ahead towards something, but you don't know what it is because you haven't really fully like figured out the things that you actually want. So you're really, really aspirational about everything, but that's the like issue with being like the jack of all trades. Of you aren't a master at one, you're a master at many, and yes, that is better than being a master of one, but at the same time, if you have your like focus on too many things, it's going to distract you from going towards the things that you actually want, because he's like, you have an end goal that you want to go towards, but you keep getting distracted and are like, and you're getting distracted in an insecure sort of way. Does that make sense? You're like, well, I really want to be an artist, but you stop yourself and you're like, oh, but I'm like not really that good, so I'm just gonna like steer this way and like do the easy things because I don't feel like I can progress forward and do the harder things. And he's like gonna help you with that. Does that make sense? I don't know if I explained that correctly. Maybe not all the thing. That's how you give away your firstborns, lol. After Very Reckless, I have Natalia and Katie. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna move on to Natalia. Are you here? Let me know you're here and I'll go into your spirit guides. I just want to make sure I know what your name is and YouTube. I'm gonna eat these chips while you do that. Cool. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions while I do this. You have a gray spirit guide. He's male. He looks very nerdy. He's very scrawny and has really big glasses. They're very square glasses too. Which how he appears tells me that you are very, very illogical, and I feel like you do it to sort of numb the world around you. And I feel like it causes you to have a lot of brain fog. Is this true? Very reckless, yes. Then I have a few questions. Okay. Yeah, you have a male spirit guide who's gray. He makes me feel like you have a lot of brain fog, and if you don't know what that means, it's kind of like, it's hard to like, it's like your brain is rejecting thoughts. It's hard to like navigate your thoughts. It's just kind of like, it's like your head is in a cloud and it's hard to see anything. He says that he is helping with that. Did you say very logical or very illogical? I feel like you think in a very logical sort of way. Or at least that's how he helps you with things. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Because the way he appears very nerdy to me. And because of that, he is giving me the vibe that he needs to express to you things in a very, like things that need to make sense. It needs to be logical. Because if there's too much emotions, then it just gets numbed and it goes into the brain fog. So when you have huge thoughts, it just like dissipates into this little dissociative cloud. Does that make sense? I love science. I'm a nurse. I'm both, but I am very logical. I love facts. Yeah, because he's talking about emotions being too much. And that's what he's helping you deal with. Because right now, it's kind of like I don't know if you've been burnt out, because he makes me feel like you're trying to get out of being burnt out. Because it's like even a little bit too much kind of like just sets it off. but it's like you have a cloud above your head. So, like, anything you can see that's logical and simple, it's fine. But if there's too much emotions, it goes into the cloud, and then it's hard to, like, separate and to figure out. It's too complex. So you're like, I don't know what I'm feeling. I just feel bad. I feel horrible. I feel anxious. And you don't know why, because the thoughts are just, like, muddled inside your head. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to pull out the thoughts and make them more coherent. He's talking about you having a very, like, bright personality. He says, I don't know if that's how you usually are, but he also is talking about how hard it's been lately. Yes, I am burnt out and have a lot going on right now. Because they, like, show me this card. They make me feel like this is who you are on the inside. This is how you normally present, is very, like, happy-go-lucky. But right now, you feel more like this. Like there's a rain cloud above you. So he's talking about, yes, these flowers need the water in order to exist, but it's too much. Too much pressure, too much everything. It's too much. So it just goes into this little dissociative cloud. Yeah, I do have a bright personality, but lately everyone is pissing me off. Rain cloud. So it's kind of like, because you also have this Queen of Swords. Because the Queen of Swords usually is someone that is unapologetically themselves. When it is in reverse, that though, it is very, like, overly emotional, a bit reactive, because the, like, flip side of femininity is the emotional side of things. Emotions get lost in our heads, and then it kind of just, like, gets bottled up. So we get easily influenced by those emotions. And with a sword card, which is a truth card, that skews the, like, view of the world, which is what I'm kind of explaining here, is you can focus on the very simple facts, truths, whatever. Any type of emotion brings this fact and puts it up in the cloud, and it's too much to deal with. It's too much. I feel like you are juggling a lot of things. And you have another spirit guide that's yellow. Who is also masculine. He says he's masculine to help you, I don't know why I'm getting so many masculine guides today, but you have a masculine yellow spirit guide. He's masculine because you need more of a, like, direct hand in trying to understand the emotions that you're feeling. So if you had a feminine spirit guide dealing with that, it would be overwhelming. So you need someone to hold your hand and be like, it's okay, like being a support, being like a foundation for you to have these emotions instead of adding more water, if that makes sense. So this yellow male spirit guide has been helping you to create a foundation again. He's helping you to get out of the dissociation, while the gray spirit guide is helping you while you're in it. Taylor, you did get through on our Patreon. But let me know when you get back, and I'll tell you that you should join Discord. That's where all the things happen. Bye, Jada. That makes sense. Do you have questions? Let me know. Dude, my microphone is very sensitive. Can you hear my cards? Wait.
Am I being too loud?
What?
Am I being too loud?
Oh no, I'm just looking at my mic, like, spiking when I'm, like, shuffling. That's what I'm talking about. No, I don't think you're being too loud. Holy moly, I did it! Yeah. Go figure out Discord. That's where we put all of our stuff. So, a lot of the meddling mediums stuff is similar to the smoke and mirrors. There's like a few differences. But the main thing to get those is to get into Discord. So go into Discord. Did you see a black cloud spirit guide? Someone in the past told me I did. I feel like it might be this same spirit guide. Yeah. I feel like it's the same spirit guide that I'm talking about. The reason why he's not black for me is because it's a different type of dissociation. So they interpret it more like differently, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm like talking to the rest of your guides to figure out what they're telling me. Oh, okay, the gray one? Yeah, because he's the one that has the cloud over your head. Because I don't see a black spirit guide necessarily. And like other mediums can see different things based upon like the information that they're giving and a lot of other things. But I feel like we're talking to the same guide because he comes with the cloud. That's what he's showing me, is there's a cloud over your head. So he's associated to that. But he's using my specific like signs and symbols to help me understand what's going on. Yeah, I was thinking of him. Makes sense. Yeah, because I don't see a black spirit guide for you. I feel like that type of dissociation might be a bit too much. So it's more of a like foggy sensation when you dissociate. Makes sense. Do you have any other questions before I move on to Katie? And then I think this is, hold on. I think this is sold out. Oh, maybe not. I think, oh no, it is. If you guys are interested, I could restock them. If not, I'll see you later. But, is there anything that they would want to tell me about my mediumship or spiritual gifts? Okay, I feel like one of your strongest abilities is claircognizance. Claircognizance is a psychic thought, so it's like an absolute clear thought happening in your head. I like to describe it as like instinct or a like a light bulb moment in your head. I can keep trying, Lamo. Yeah, right now they're sold out, but I can restock them if people are interested. But claircognizance is a bit difficult to know that it's happening, because I feel like you just like know things, and it just like, I feel like you cock it up to being experience or something like that. But I feel like you will just look at a situation and be like, oh my god, this is about to happen, like we need to do this right now. And people are like, why do you feel like that? And it just kind of, it plays out that way, and they're always shocked. But I feel like claircognizance is something that like is really powerful, that like fuels the rest of your gifts. And then you say, and clairaudience and clairvoyance. So those are the next things, because I feel like the claircognizance goes into and triggers those things, and vice versa. So again, clairaudience is a psychic hearing. So a lot of times people that have clairaudience also have an inner monologue. They talk in their head. And then the clairvoyants are people that see images. It's psychic seeing. So they see images in their head or can present in other ways. Yes, and everyone is like, what are you saying, girl? Yeah, I feel like it just happens. And you just, like, cock it up to being instinct. Like, well, isn't it obvious that those are claircognizant people? Claircognizant people are just like, I don't know how I know this information. It just is happening, and I just thought everybody knew it. Hi, Becky. Welcome back. Sorry, I'm asking them questions about it. I feel like you struggle to make it, like, happen on cue. It feels unnatural to make it just happen. They make me feel like you need to slow down. Like, everything is going really, really fast, and you need to, like, sit and, like, meditate. I don't normally tell people that either. But I feel like the thoughts get stuck up here, and they need to, like, come out. So maybe, like, doing journaling or, like, writing to kind of, like, string your thoughts together, because I feel like a lot of the thoughts go into the bubble. Does that make sense? So you need to, like, be able to start learning how to articulate the things that are hard to, like, articulate. Because that's another thing that goes into claircognizance, is it's hard to put a huge thought into words. I feel like you are very good at it, because I feel like the clairaudience is something that you strive in, and learning how, like, verbal communication helps you to learn and helps you to process information. So that's why I'm telling you journaling will help you to learn how to string those thoughts together to unclutter your thoughts, unclutter the claircognizance. Yes, definitely. My brain moves so freaking fast. I could benefit from meditation. Yeah, I don't normally tell people that, but they're like, it needs to be, like, slowed down, and you need to focus more on a pinpoint of it to, like, fully realize what's in there. So it's kind of like you need to, like, write it down and, like, collect the thoughts. And that will teach you to, like, do it normally. Does that make sense? Because I feel like you get so much information that you don't know what to look at the beginning. So getting all of these thoughts and then being able to, like, pinpoint the important information and writing them down will help you to, like, do that in the future. So when you get a whole bunch of thoughts, then you can be like, oh, well, this is important, and it goes into this, and it goes into that. It helps you collect things. Okay, yes, that makes sense. That's so funny. I just pulled out my journal right before this reading and haven't used it since March. Lol. Okay, last person before I maybe restock. I might do, like, a couple, but I have Katie. Is this the Kit Katie? The Kit Catty? I channel so much better when I write. That goes a lot into the clairaudience too, because when you have clairaudience, you can't receive information unless you are hearing or, like, writing the information out. There has to be some sort of verbal communication to get it out. So a lot of people that, like, struggle with it just stopping, a lot of times they're clairaudient and they need it to be, like, shown that way. I'm here. It's me, not Mario. Hi, I'm new here, and I was just curious because I noticed how you interact with spirits. It's different for me. Example, I've had a very intense few months with Persephone. Lately, more like her energies. I thought it was interesting and was curious if you think any of the spirits you communicate with are also tied to, related to any deities. We do work with a lot of deities. I typically work with Hades, and I've been working a lot with Loki. And if you want to count, like, angelic beings, I've dealt with, like, Azrael, Lucifer, Michael, those sort of people. I have also talked to Persephone, Lilith. But yeah. Lately I've been talking to Loki. And when I say lately, Loki has been talking to me. And I just, yeah. So, we do a lot of deity stuff. We also have candles that we, like, make for people. We make custom candles for people for their deities to put on their altar and stuff like that. We also do it for spirit guides. So if you guys are interested in that, I can link the Etsy again. You go, beep. Yeah, I know that one works. So, if you guys are interested in that, we're having a 15% off sale. But, Katie. I see a, like, water spirit guide. What is that one Pokemon? Searching water Pokemon is not going to help me with. There's like, they look like rapids, but as a like Brontosaurus type looking thing. And I don't know if that's a Pokemon or if I was seeing something completely different. If we were doing a drawing stream, I could draw it for you, but that would take a long time. But you have a water spirit guide. They are blue, obviously, and they are yellow and red. But mostly blue. And they're masculine. I love hearing about other people's guides. Some of them are so dope. Dude, same. It's always so interesting. And also for the candles, because people are talking about that. We make crystal candles for people. And we have stock ones on there. So if you want a specific thing and you want to know what you're getting, you can get the stock candle. Or you can order a custom candle and you can either tell us that you want a spirit guide specifically made for you. Like you want so-and-so, like Katie, if you want this water spirit guide to have a candle made in inspiration to him, we can do that. Or we can fully identify a spirit guide or deity for you, and we can do it that way. But the candle will be inspired fully by whoever that is. You can also decide if you want certain crystals in there, certain scents. You can tell us things you don't like, things you're allergic to. There's a personalization box. So that is my spiel on candles. Kind of funny about the Loki thing. That's how Persephone was for me. I didn't know a lot about Greek mythos, and she was like, no, you need to pay attention to me. Thanks for the response. Yeah, a lot of times I have deities doing shit like that, because I had Eros, which is the Roman god, that is, the counterpart is Cupid. He was helping me with my breakup, and he is being very mean to me about it. It was a good time. But Katie, that's crazy. I felt like I was connecting to a new one that was blue, but I don't know if it's the same one. I feel like it probably is. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. He looks like a Brontosaurus, like the ones with the long necks. And then he's like fully water, and then the top of him like is like the white caps that are like on his like crest that goes down his neck and down his back. And then he has red eyes, and on the inside of him is yellow. So that tells me information. Blue deals with spiritual understanding, so that is the main thing that he does, is he gives you an overall understanding of all of the other things going on in your life. Specifically, he wants to talk about emotions and then trauma. So the yellow deals with your emotional intelligence and deals with how you are feeling, how you are thinking about things in your head. I feel like he does a lot of things that my blue spirit guide does with Zeroth. He helps you heal emotions, because I feel like that yellow goes a little bit gold as well. So it goes in between of these are your emotions, this is how you're feeling, this is how we're going to deal with it, and he helps transition that to help you feel like you can heal from those things. And then the red, I see that in his eyes. It's like he sees trauma and sees the like hardship in you. So red deals with feeling safe and secure. So usually red spirit guides come forward when you do not feel safe or secure. And I feel like you try to hide that a lot, and he sees straight through it. So he is like one of those spirit guides that makes you feel fully seen and accepted, because I feel like you have this idea that you have to put on a show for people because other people think you're too much. So you try to mask a lot. I'm just here sniffing my Odin candle. Dude, that Odin candle is amazing. I kept pulling cards so that they help me with my illness and hardships. So usually when I see water is usually a sign and symbol for me that indicates emotional things, because he looks like rapids as well. He is telling me that they make me feel like you've had to deal with rapids for a while, and what I mean by that is you've had to deal with a hard time for a while. And he is helping you to they want me to say he wants me to say he's giving you more autonomy. I feel like you feel like you don't have a say, you don't have a voice, you don't have autonomy, and he's like, you're starting to regain that. You're starting to get a voice to say, stop doing that. I'm going to choose. Because since he is rapids, he is like, we are going to reclaim the rapids. We are going to make a bad situation into one that we can handle, into one that we can control, or at least feel like we can. Because right now I feel like you don't feel like you can control anything. I feel like you feel powerless. So he is coming forward to help you do that, because he feels fairly new. He's also blue. Blue spirit guides help with understanding. He makes me feel like you are a very strong observer of things in your life. But I feel like you do it in a very like quiet, passive way. It's like you're very good at picking up things, but it's very like quiet and feminine. I don't know if that makes sense. You're not like loud in people's faces, like accusing them of things or like telling them that you're picking up on stuff. It's just very like a fleeting thought that it's happening. Big observer, don't talk, just listen. No, exactly. That's that passiveness. But it's like, it's important for you to understand things. Understanding is like the thing that like drives you. You need to understand people, you need to understand yourself. And when you don't have that understanding, it's very traumatic, which is why he is helping with that. Right now, readings are sold out. I'm thinking about restocking them, but we will see. We'll see how late it gets and how tired I am. But, yeah, with this guide, I feel like you're kind of sick of people, like, not seeing you, or like accepting you or understanding you because you do it for everyone else. But again, I feel like it's just in a very like passive way. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I love him. You read for me before about my Tinker Toy Jack in the Box guy too. Is he still around? Yeah, is he yellow? But that makes sense. But yeah, this blue guy is new. I feel like you are, you're kind of at a point in your life, like you're like a turning point. But I feel like it's everything around you is changing, and you have to adapt to it. Oh yeah. Yeah, but like when people tell me who I've told them in the past, because it's hard to remember everybody's spirit guides. Like one of the people, I think it was Rhea, I gave her like 10. Just like that was a lot of information. But yeah, do you have any other questions? Yeah, how long have I been doing this? I've been doing this for 2 hours. And I did 5. I don't want to do it for another 2 hours. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Maybe I'll ask Ryker.
Speed round.
What?
Speed round.
Did you say just... What'd you say?
Speed round.
Speed round? Do another one? Are readings still open? Okay, let's do a couple more then.
Maybe like 2 or 3.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's do 3. Helly wants one. Okay. I'll put 3 in here, and you guys can fight to the death. Hello, Erica! I gotta go because of the Critical Role movie thing, but I just wanted to say how proud I am of you, and I want you and Ryker to go get some ice cream. Thank you for the $100, Erica. We really appreciate it. It helps us out so much, you have no idea. Okay. I don't blame you. I pulled the death card when I asked about my blue guide was trying to teach me. Can you elaborate if there is any? Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna restock this and then I'll answer your question. Okay, so if you guys are interested in a reading, there's gonna be 3 slots available, and that's gonna be the rest for today. Here is the link. The link is also at the top of chat, and it is in the description. I have been told by other people that if you type in all of your PayPal-y things, it allows you to do it quicker. So I'm giving you an opportunity to do that before I restock. But there'll be 3 slots in 3, 2, 1. There they are. If you don't see them, just refresh the page and then they should be there. But there's 3 more. Let me go back to my pay thing. But Katie, the death card. I think the death card is talking about what he's saying, because when you start feeling accepted, you start getting rid of all of the things that don't make you feel accepted. You don't feel like anything is stable. You're about to have a tower moment anyways, but you right now are trying to avoid all of that. He is helping you to feel like you have the autonomy to choose in order to actually do that. But I did have the tower card for you. It's in reverse because you're trying to avoid that, but it is going to happen because things are not stable for you right now. Things are in the process of kind of falling apart, and you need to let it happen. You just need to let it go. Because, it's going to happen anyways, because things are just not working out the way that you want it to. Does that make sense? So, he's starting to, pull out your voice. And that is going to cause you to want to do a lot more. Gosh. I will dodge for as long as possible. Dude, I know what you mean. I tried to do that for so long, and then Lilith fucking talks to you, and you're like, whatever you want, my mistress. Like, all hail Lilith. She fucking is scary. But yeah. But I like that he's there. That's fun, lol. He's very... God, I wish I knew what Pokemon he was.
What does he look like?
Oh wait, maybe it's this one. Hold on. Please hold. Water Pokemon, what is this, seal? Celio evolution.
Or are you talking about here?
The like new one, cause that's the walrus one, isn't it? No, it's not that either. I don't know what he looks like. Is he's like
Seal?
what?
Is it just like the round seal looking one?
No. He looks like rapids. So he looks like a. I don't know if it's actually a Brontosaurus or like whatever. Can you focus?
You said it's like the newer generation?
Probably. Sorry if I'm blurry. I don't know why it won't focus.
Not the evolution of it, or because the seal, there's the Poplio.
Poplio. No, he's like scary looking.
Samurott.
How do you spell that?
Samurott.
No. He looks like a rapid, like there's like water going, like there's white caps on the top of him. And then he's like blue and he has like a long neck. And he kind of looks like a dinosaur. I don't know if he's actually a seal.
Primarina?
How do you spell that one?
Primara.
Primarina. No. Yeah, I don't know. Looking up water Pokemon is not how to find them, though. Yeah, I don't know. I give up.
You said it looks like a seal?
Maybe. I see him like a Brontosaurus, and he looks like a wave. And yeah, I don't know if it's a Pokemon or if I'm making it up. But yeah, brushed up on Pokemon knowledge. I'm glad my camera figured itself out. Who do I have here? Sonia. Yeah. No, I get you.
I just don't know, like...
Dude, same, I know.
Like a wave? I don't...
Yeah. I'd have to, like, look at a list of, like, water Pokemon.
I have it up.
Okay, hold on, give me a second.
Sorry. Like... Okay. So, like... Okay. hands. That's it.
I think I might be crazy. I don't know.
I
He looks like a rapid. That's all I can tell you. If I could draw him, I would. But Sonia, you're next.
Are you okay? Hold on.
Ryker is figuring that out.
Thinking of like Keldeo.
How do you spell that?
Keldeo. It's like more.
No.
Okay. Like
That's a horse?
Yeah.
No.
I'm like I don't know what you're.
Yeah. I don't know either.
Cause like if you Google Rapids Pokemon, it's like Rapidash.
Right.
I don't know if it's a Pokemon or if you're thinking of something else.
Right.
Like a Digimon or something.
I don't think I know any
Something
Digimon.
from Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know.
It's definitely not Yu-Gi-Oh! Dude, I don't know. If anyone can tell me what's inside my brain and are like skilled in telepathy, please tell me. I have no idea what I'm thinking of. But maybe in the future I could draw him. Yeah, I don't know. Sonia, your first reading. Hi, this is my first time. Glad you could make it.
I'm gonna look for it.
Ryker is still looking for it. There's just too many Pokemon I don't know.
So I'm like, I don't know if it's an ice type. Is it not actually a water
Dude,
type?
it might be a lightning type if you want to really get into it.
Okay.
Okay, Sonia. I feel like you have a female spirit guide that's blue. She's very nice to talk to. She doesn't look like this, but she wants to say she's like the fairy godmother from Cinderella. In the rabbit hole we go. Thank you for the troll. We have been getting down the rabbit hole things. We went to a Halsey concert that was Wizard of Oz.
Alice in Wonderland?
Sorry, Alice in Wonderland. I don't know what I said.
Wizard of Oz?
Not Wizard of Oz. Alice in Wonderland. You guys knew what I was talking about. Yeah, you have a blue female spirit guide that says she doesn't look like her. The fairy godmother from Cinderella. She just has the vibe, like the feeling, the personality. Very like calm, cool, collected. Like, I got this like taken care of. You don't even need to think about it, sort of thing. I need to shuffle these because they're angering me. But she is blonde. I see her in a like cape. It has a hood on it and it's blue. She kind of looks like Cinderella, honestly, but not in the like dress and stuff. Like, she has like blonde hair that's like straight, kind of has a wave or kink in it. She's younger. I see her younger. That's why she doesn't look like the fairy godmother. She must like Cinderella. It's probably like the wish come true type of energy from her. Hold on, please hold. No.
I just don't know what you mean by wave. Like,
That's closer.
okay.
Is that the last evolution?
No.
Evolution.
The last evolution is Salamence.
No. That's the dragon dude. Yeah, I have no idea. Oh, let me see, like, wave dinosaur. That does not come up with anything useful. But yeah, blue spirit guide. I feel like she's helping you with manifestation. She gives me the vibe that you like, I don't know if you're like more shy or like reserved. I feel like reserved is a better word. I feel like you're the type of person that like wants to give everything to everyone else, and she's like, no, no, no. You deserve the world too. There's enough here for both of you. But she's making you feel like she's helping you to figure out what you want to do with your life, like trying to push you towards your dreams, and not necessarily in just a career way. I feel like in all aspects of your life. She's trying to help you create your perfect life, which is why she's talking to me about Cinderella. She's trying to make your wishes come true. Yes, more reserve. Yeah, because she makes me feel like you aren't gonna like walk into a room and demand it. You are more likely to like walk into a room and give it to someone else. And she's like, no, 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 stop doing that. But she's like, you are very like passionate and loyal to things to a fault. And she's like, that passion can be felt with anything that you do. And a lot of people take advantage of it. And you need to not allow them to do that, because doing something that you're passionate about will bring more of who you are out and make you feel more like you. So she's like, time is ticking. It's almost midnight. I'm gonna help you figure it out. You're gonna go to the ball and it's gonna be all good and happy. But she's gonna do it to help heal you, because you keep seeing her with a wand and gold pixely dust comes out of her wand. It's very cute. She's gonna cause a lot of... She's gonna cause some chaos in your life. She's gonna shake things up, because you need to be like this. You need to be the empress of your life. You need to take control, because you deserve it.
Is it this Pokemon? Oh wait, no, because that's like the one that you drew. Never mind. The other day, never mind. Sorry, I'm just still looking at Pokemon.
Ryker's still trying to figure out a Pokemon. Yeah, no, I kind of feel crazy that, like, because I swear he's a Pokemon. I swear I, like, saw this before, but I'm, like, now questioning things.
You know what color?
Blue. They literally look like a dinosaur type thing, like a Brontosaurus. And I don't know if this is also just my head, making into something else. What?
Come here real quick.
Okay, hold on.
Is it like the one that you drew the other day? Like worse?
Kind of, but no. But it's like, this part would be like all wrapped or a wave going over his head. You can see the like white going over like white caps. But I don't know if it's actually a Pokemon or if I'm making shit up. The clear cognizance is hard. I store all of my thoughts in thought bubbles. It's hard to like organize them in there. How do you spell that?
Branpa.
No. Sorry. This is very timely. I feel like I see it, but I don't know what's reality. Yeah, I really need to, like, draw it, because I feel like it's gonna bother everyone now, though.
You said it's a newer gen.
I assume so. It looks like it would be, in my head at least. I'm gonna weave dinosaur Pokemon. Fakemon. I don't know. Truly, I have no idea. I feel like I made it up. I do like the fake Pokemons that people are making, though. Anyways, back to Sonia. Sorry, I keep getting distracted.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. No, please distract me. I'm here for it. I'm sure it's entertaining for people to watch. Do you have questions for her? Yeah, I feel like we're at questions. It's okay, I'm looking for a Pokemon too. Yeah. Sweet, you're still going. Yeah, I have 2.5 to go, maybe. I don't know if anyone bought any. If it's just Sonia. We just have Sonia. There's 2 left. If people are interested in a reading.
I feel like you might just be on crack, honestly.
I think I am. I don't know if you guys can hear Ryker. Let me know. Because I keep repeating, but I don't know if I need to. How much see? Legendary Pokemons. I think I'm on crack. I think you are correct. But I swear I wasn't.
I'm still looking.
I could try and draw what I see later. And then you can tell me that I'm crazy. I still just have Sonia.
Well, you just got 2 more.
Oh, did I? What's
Yeah,
up?
Alice.
Okay. Okay, there we go. My question is, hold on, let me look at it over here. My question is, this week will be a struggle bus. Should I do my own thing or take it head on? Okay, so the order I have honey pies and then I have Tori. Is it Dragon Air? No. Cause that's the pre to Lapis, right?
Lapras, yeah.
Lapras. Yeah, it's not.
Sorry, I'm also just a Pokemon nerd, so.
I just got mine. My name is Alice. Okay, well I have honey pies and then Tori. Hold on.
Tori is.
Okay, that's you.
Yeah.
So your name is Alice instead of Tori. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. So Sonia, your question. My question is, this week will be a struggle bus. So should I do my own things or should I take it head on? Lots of change. 5, 6. They make me feel like you're just gonna have to deal with it. As a Pokemon autistic, I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Same!
Yeah. When I was a kid, I didn't have, like, Pokemon, so it's a new thing, kind of, more so for me. The cards that I pulled for you, they make me feel like you need to handle it in a traditional manner. Because you have the Hierophant card. They make me feel like it's going to give you a lot of breakthroughs about things, and it's going to show you a lot of truths of how to do things in the future, but right now you need to do it in a very, like, traditional sort of manner. But I feel like they just want to keep saying the wheel keeps turning for you. This card keeps coming out. But The Wheel of Fortune, usually for me, it deals with the world around you is changing, your environment is changing, and there's nothing you really can do about it other than go with the flow. So it's kind of like, don't force yourself to go upstream, even though it seems like you should be going upstream. Because a lot of people, like I like to give this metaphor of you're in water, and people tell you have to put hard work into anything in order to be successful. So people start walking upstream and they're putting all of this effort into like life. But like the universe is telling you where to go. Why are you going the other way? Just sit in the rapids and go down the river. The river, like the universe is showing you go that way. But everybody's like, that seems too easy. That seems like a trap. That's the vibe they're giving me. You need to go with the flow. You need to go with it. And that's going to help you route where you want to go down the river red. Okay. Any other questions about that before I move on to honey pies and then Alice?
Before you move on to honey pies, come here one more time.
Okay, yeah, hold on.
It's not him.
Oh, the purple one is so pretty.
Oh, it's Spectre, yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Like, also, what is the actual, like, new generation that you think is? Because it could be, like, 7 generations ago.
Probably Ruby, Omega.
Oh, God, okay.
I know. The one that came out, like, 5 years ago.
Then I think that you're
high.
Something because, like,
yeah, dude, I don't fucking know. It's probably not actually a Pokemon, and I'm high. I don't know if you guys can hear me over there. What do you mean by tradition? By the book. Not unconventionally, just go with the flow, kind of like figure it out as you go. Don't like what is that saying? Sorry, I'm now like spazzed out.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Don't remake the wheel. I don't know if that's the saying. The wheel's already made.
You don't need to reinvent the wheel.
You don't need to reinvent the wheel.
It's not broke, don't fix it.
It's not broke, it's not fix it. I just heard you say Ruby was new. Ruby Omega. I know it's not new, but that was the last Pokemon game that I got. The one with... Dude, I have... The game that came out like 5 years ago. Maybe that was longer. Good God. Yeah. Omega Ruby, the one that came out recently with the dinosaur dude. I don't remember what his name is either.
I just showed you all of those, like all of the recent ones, and you said it was none of them.
Yeah. We should be in the drawing stream. I should have just drew him. I don't know where this came from in my head then. Because it is like a fully formed thought, and I'm not very good at making up things in my head. And when they're a visual. I just heard you say Ruby was new. Wow, okay. Dude, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. Chat, I can't find it. I tried Salamence. That's not him.
Watch it be a fucking like shiny Pokemon or something. even think it's a Pokemon. I looked through the entire fucking Pokédex twice. And I can't figure out what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't know.
There's nothing that is like a wave and like a dinosaur.
Obviously, I need to give you a fake Pokemon and draw it. I don't know. I don't know where I am. But yeah, let me move on to honey pies. Since I took since we're at that point now. Honey pies, we're doing spirit guide readings. You say, my question is who is around me the most right now? And to talk to their shiz. I feel like I am stagnant. Okay. Oh. Are you the dude with the suit? I keep seeing a dude with a suit, but I don't think he is for anyone. I think he is for me. So that will be fun for later. Okay, you have a green spirit guide. He's male. He's a lot. He doesn't stop talking. Like literally, she doesn't shut up. He has like long hair that like goes down like to the middle of his back, and his hair is like crazy. And he's like tiny. I don't know if he's like a fae being. He kind of feels fae-like, but he's not a fairy. He's not in the suit. The suit guy I keep seeing for everyone, and I'm like, is it time? And he's like, it's not time. I'm not for them, I'm for you. And I'm like, can you go away? But you have a green guide. He just has very long hair, and it's red. He's like red hair that goes down to the middle of his back, and he's in a green, like weird, like kind of samurai-esque or ninja outfit. But he doesn't stop talking. He talks so much. I was about to ask if he was a leprechaun as a joke. God damn it. Fucking hate leprechauns. And if you don't know, I'm pretty sure I was a dragon in my past life, one of the kinds that like protect gold, and I think that I just have the ick about leprechauns. So, you're welcome. That is lore about the things I think about in my spare time. But your green spirit guide, green usually deals with it deals with like the human, it deals with physical understanding, it deals with like human existence and how human existence sort of works. It's like the filter of humanity. I feel like existence is hard for you, which I feel like is hard for everyone, but I feel like people think that, I don't know, I feel like people think you're like weird, and I feel like he helps you to feel like you belong somewhere, because he's talking about people thinking like you're too much, and you feel like you need to like make yourself small, but he's like, that is so not the answer, which is why he's so over the top. Because people are like, oh, you're annoying, you like are just so much, and that is like damaging. And he's like, you don't have to like even hang out with this person. Maybe this person is too much for you. And this is for honey pies. Fascinating to learn about the color. Glad I could give you some ideas about that. Too much, but I am Pisces. Fucking Pisces, my guy. Pisces and Aries, they're kind of like the same flavor, but the flavors don't go together. Pisces, a tender BB. Yeah, I have a lot of Pisces in my chart, which I also think makes me like just have so much Aries fire for Pisces. I have like 3 things in Pisces, and it just really is intense for me, and I hate it. I'm like, I have too many emotions, but I'm an Aries. You can't see my emotions, but unless they're loud and angry. I don't really get that part of the Aries part, but you know, I'm also a March Aries, so I don't know. Getting into your reading, we have this guy who is very loud. He like also is loud because I feel like your thoughts are very loud, and he tries to be the loudest in the bunch. Aries moon. You have very loud emotions. That's what that means. You have very passionate emotions. They're not very logical, very just loud. Loud and watery. Same, but different. Honey pies, I'm with you. Dude, all y'all bitches are Pisces.
That's terrifying.
That's terrifying. Yeah. I say I'm a March Aries because I feel like April Aries are a bit much because April Aries are next to Taurus Aries. I think that's how that not what did I just say? Let me try that again. Aries is next to Taurus when you have an April Aries. So now you have a little bit of Taurus like going in there. So the Aries really thinks that they're right, illogically right, but you have so much fire behind it, it's scary. That is my interpretation of a April Aries. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I'm too dyslexic for this. I'm going to go back to reading. So, your spirit guide says that he's trying to be the loudest one so that you listen to reason and not listen to what everybody else says about it. Because he's trying to give you knowledge of why they are doing those things. Because 90% of the time they are projecting what they, like their insecurities onto you. They're saying, you're too much, but what they actually mean is I am too much, and you are triggering different things in me that make me feel uncomfortable, and I don't want to deal with these emotions. So that's what he's trying to help you do. But he's very loud and kind of annoying about it until you listen. If that makes sense. He won't shut up. He won't shut up until you do something about it. God, I really hope he's not a leprechaun. He's like some sort of fae thing. Because we've been watching 7 Deadly Sins, that anime. And he keeps showing me the Fairy King. And I'm like, are you that? And he's like, I'm like, why do you have long hair? Cusp is the middle of the month versus the end of the month. What if you were born on the exact last day of March 31st? You would be an Aries. You would be a March Aries. Does that make sense? Because the cusp would be where it splits from Aries to Taurus. So I think that's for like April 20th or 21st, or maybe it's the 19th. One of those 3 days. So if your birthday was like on like the 19th or the 20th of April, you would be on the cusp. So you would experience both of those signs in a like gray area sort of way. But I think March 31st is kind of more in the middle of both. So it doesn't really, I don't know. You'd still be a March Aries to me. Yeah. Do you have questions, honey pies? The ADHD is really like high today. I don't know if you've been struggling with like money or something, but I feel like he's been helping you with prosperity. He like keeps showing me him finding shiny things and bringing them to you. Why do I feel so stuck? In life in general. He says you don't know what you want to do with your life. You're kind of balancing a lot of things, and it's kind of hard to do what you want when you're like carrying all this extra burden. He like makes me feel like it's like you are on a unicycle, and you have like spinning plates on your hands, and people are like, okay, can you help me with this? And you're just like, I'm kind of busy doing this. And they're like, you don't really need to do that, but also you kind of need to do that. So, and you just don't like know what to do about it. Does that make sense? There's a lot of things going on in your head. There's a lot of things going on in your life, and you just feel like you're constantly doing a balancing act. So you are trying to figure out, and you're very good at like doing a lot of things, which makes it even harder to like say no and prioritize things, but you need to. But he makes me feel like you put a lot of stuff on you to solely do. You feel like you're so much of a burden to other people that you don't ask for help or tell them to do it themselves. But I feel very much like there's just so much on top of you, and you're just trying to balance everything, and it's just not working. Does that make sense? I'll ask him what he thinks you should do about that. He makes me feel like you need to go out of your way to learn some new things. I feel like you feel stuck because you're not learning things. I feel like you're the type of person that like wants to like you like trying new things, so when you get stuck in doing the same thing over and over again, it's very detrimental to you. So he's like, you need to broaden your horizons and start bringing in more creativity, start bringing in more like things that you can learn and experience. Yeah, I understand. In the salon, I do the laundry, dishes, wash hair, and the personal pet to the stylist. Spirit guides and therapists have a lot in common. Yeah, he makes me feel like you are getting stuck in the monotonous of life, and he's like, you have a lot of page energy, which pages are people that are eager to learn. They really want to just experience everything, and because you're doing too much, you are unable to do that. So you need to like offload that stuff so that you can start doing things that are more like new creative. Because they're like telling it to me in like an ADHD manner of like people with ADHD have a hard time finishing things, but they like starting them. And you are stuck in this like in between both of those things. So they're like, you want to like start more, doing more things, but you physically can't because there's not enough, you don't have enough hands. Dude, the dyslexia is fucking real. But I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions about that before I move on to Alice. And Alice will be my last reading for today, I think. No, wait, that's the last one. We're good. It's sold out, I think. Yeah. Okay, I understand it. Cool. So, your name is Alice? That's what you want me to call you? The baby doll. Let me know. This is for the Tori on here. Thank you, no problem. Okay. I would like to know what my spirit guides look like and what messages they have for me. I feel like I know what I'm meant to do in this life, but I don't know how or where to start. Yes, hi. Okay. You have this very intense female guide. She is white and blue and purple. She's a bit like iridescent. She's scary. Like, why did I reincarnate on Earth, bro? Okay. So, you have a white spirit guide. White spirit guides are a lot. Usually, white spirit guides deal with adaptability for me. And you can think about it in like white light. White light, when you separate it, is all of the colors. And it is perfectly synced and balanced to create white. So, you are very adaptable in the sense of being able to understand these other things from a further perspective. However, she also has this like iridescence to her to give me more information about those things. I feel like right now she's specifically helping you with the blue and purple. Blue deals with higher spiritual understanding, so understanding beyond what is physically in front of you, and then the purple energy, which is stuck in like the mental space, the psychic space. She's talking about how you feel very, 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 like, you feel very weird in living in life. You feel like nobody really gets it, and you see behind the wind, like, you see behind the curtain so much. And they want me to say you just haven't found people that also see behind the curtain. You have... I don't know if you're like neurodivergent, but most people just like to simplify their existence because it's easier for them to not feel everything. I feel like you feel everything. I feel like you understand everything, and it is just too much overwhelming. Makes you feel like no one understands you, makes you feel isolated, makes you feel confused, and like there's nothing you can really do about it. Serenity, thank you for the super chat. I'm doing a reading right now, but I might be able to pull you a card later. Is she a stone or a type of crystal? Neither. She is... Sorry, I'm trying to describe what she's wearing. She has big white hair, like her hair is like done up in this like pretty braid that goes all the way down. She has super long white hair, stark white, and she is in this like outfit that like looks like something someone would wear at a concert, like if they were the artist at the concert. And it has like these super high like shoulders, and it's like a leotard, but at the back it like goes down to the floor like a cape, and then there are accents that are iridescent on her clothing that have the like purple and blue. It makes me feel crazy. I have BPD. Yeah, it's very much like you feel so misunderstood 90% of the time, and it's because you just have this very high understanding of everything going around you, and other people don't think so complex and in depth like you do. So you just feel like no one gets it, no one understands you, there's nothing you can do about it. But it's because you're just not around the right people. Because they make me feel like you're the type of person that wants to know everything. It makes you feel the safest if someone lays down all of these things for you of this is what's going on. And that's where you struggle, is when people don't do that for you. And they're like, well, you're being too much. You're like, why do you need that? You don't need to know everything. But like, you do, because when you don't, things that are bad happen. That's how your mentality works. And nobody understands because nobody looks at you the way that you look at them, in the sense of trying to figure out like what's going on with someone, or trying to understand people's like deep emotions about it. So she's like, sometimes you get really stuck in your head a lot and you feel like you can't speak freely. She is very intense. She is kind of like Lilith in that sort of sense of very, very, very powerful feminine energy of like giving you your voice back as it was taken by someone else. Yes, I don't like walking around eggshells. I like to be honest and upfront because it causes less problems. Yeah, she makes me feel this like intense, like unyielding feminine energy, which is interesting for me because most times feminine energy is going with the flow, but she's like, you can still have a powerful feminine energy. It's kind of like I view feminine energy as water or like water going down a river. And she's like, I am rapids. I am the water that like carves itself into stone. Water can be powerful even though it is going like with the flow, going around obstacles. It can flow through things. It can like literally carve into the ground itself. And she's like, that is what she helps you with, is not losing yourself or losing your voice around people that want to take it away from you. And usually I want to say it's from more of a masculine space when these types of spirit guides come forward. Masculine energy seems to quiet these people. So that's why you get a strong feminine energy instead of a masculine energy coming in, because the masculine energy would help you understand the like male voice and help you to like not feel like insecure or scared about it. But she's like, they're taking things from you. You need to reclaim them. So that's why you have a feminine, like white spirit guide with the intensity of Lilith. Sounds like a Lady Gaga costume. Yeah. I would agree with that. I would love to be that person, but also learn to love how I am, which most call timid. It's being unapologetically yourself, acceptance of self. So, yes, do you have questions for me? She makes me feel like some things in your life are about to end and you're about to restart a new cycle. I don't have father figures. I grew up around women and was raised by women. I low-key have a hatred for men in this life. Lol. Like, they disgust me sometimes. Divine feminine energy. It's not the disgust. It's kind of the reclaiming your feminine energy so that it is not being taken or overshadowed by masculine energy. Because sometimes masculine energy can be toxic and controlling, and we don't like that. That's where feminine energy balances the masculine energy. It's, you don't get to control me, you can lead, you can make suggestions, but I got it, I can handle it myself, I don't need no man type vibe. What does she want me to know? She makes me feel like you're gonna go through some deaths in your life. I don't mean like physical, someone dying. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of things that are coming to an end in order to be reborn. And I feel like you're finally gonna go towards your dreams that you want. And I feel like the things that need to go and die are the self-limiting beliefs that you can't even go towards those things. Sorry, she like makes, I can like see her demeanor in the way that I'm speaking, so she's very much like, we're gonna stop playing the game of like being afraid to take what we want because we're gonna go in it as we already own it. I like to sing and dance. Am I supposed to use my voice in this way? She says that She wants to talk about how it's not just in that way, but using your voice in more simple ways. Because that's like a big thing, and yes, you can do that. But she's like, it starts at home, is what she wants me to say. It starts with like withstanding boundaries with the people closest to you. That is reclaiming your voice. Don't allow people to walk over you. Don't allow people to prevent you from getting the things that you need, not providing them the things that you need. If you're in a relationship with someone and they are not, and it's one-sided and they're not giving you things that you need to feel safe and close in the relationship, she's like, boundaries or leave. But that's that sort of thing. Because she's like, we're done settling. I'm going to make you go towards the things that you want. You don't need to settle. But she gives me this vibe that you're going to start taking some risks. And they're going to be good risks. You're going to go towards things that you never thought that would be possible. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, any other questions before I finish up with that. While you answer, I will address Serenity. Thank you for the super chat. You're very mini reading. I feel like you have the Three of Cups, which means people are going to come in and help with that, but you might get a bit too perfectionist about it. Don't feel like you have to control things. You need to just let it happen, and then you might get that opportunity that you're looking for. Ace of Wands. But you might have some imposter syndrome with it, again with the imposter syndrome. So there might be some obstacles. But Alice, that was perfect, to be honest. I love that, to be honest. I needed to hear that. I feel like I know these things, but hearing it sounds so nice and makes me feel less crazy. Yeah, the validation helps with figuring out what you want to do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you for purchasing readings. We really appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. Tomorrow, we are planning on doing a live stream with the Side-Eye guy. So if you guys know the debunker that covered us a few months ago, I think it was like 3 months ago, he was in our live stream on, I think it was Sunday, when we were talking about what mediumship actually is. Maybe that was Monday. I have no idea what day it is. But we are going to be doing a live stream with him because when he came into our live a few days ago, we had some interesting back and forth. So we're going to be doing a lot of like psychic medium versus debunker, and he's going to be asking questions about mediumship and how that's all going to play out, which I think is going to be super interesting. And I'm like, I don't know how that's going to work. So we'll let you know what time, but most likely it's going to be in the evening, Eastern time. We don't have the exact time yet.
He's going to be scheduling it soon, so we'll post out probably later tonight.
Yeah, but he's going to be scheduling it soon, so we'll put out a post later tonight, is what Ryker said. But yeah, I'll let you know what else we're planning on doing. I have a podcast that I'm starting to edit that might go out tomorrow. If not, it might go out later in the week. It just depends on how fast I can finish it. It's almost done. But it's about love and light bullshit. So toxic positivity in the spirituality realm. I was told before in a reading that I might become a cult leader or something. Dude, if you do, let me know. And then you maybe probably shouldn't do that, but if you do, you should let people film it so that we can watch it as a documentary, because I love that shit. Okay. I think that's it. But make sure you check out the Hey Bye video that came out today. Make sure you check out Etsy. We have a 15% sale going on until July 5th. And then I also have private readings available if you guys are interested in that and you missed out. So, yeah. I don't know, something about that I meant to influence people or something. Oh, I get what you mean. But, yeah, thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow over on Side Eye Guy's channel, which maybe I should, like, link it.
I linked it.
Okay, cool. But, oh yeah, no, I see it. But yeah, see you guys later. Bye!